Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 207. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. I'm not in my car tonight. I streamed my Amazon Flex route last night. Larry checked in, Traveler checked in. I had to prove to everyone how fucking boring those routes are. Everyone's like, you don't have any stories. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, you wanted me to walk into someone's house while I'm delivering and just say, hey, yo.
You need to do one of those where you deliver inside their garage at 3 a.m.
Oh, my gosh. I was talking about on the stream, all the notes are like, deliver to rear door. And I'm like, I'm not delivering to the rear door at 3 a.m. I'm actually a little uncomfortable even during the day, depending on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But anyways, Larry, how's it going?
It's going well, doing well. It's been a good week here so far. Did a little driving. The students are rolling back into town, so things are picking up.
Let's go. Alcohol flowing, the parties, the brats.
Got it all.
Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything gig economy related, gig economy podcast related. Patreon members Samson, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Tom, Jim, and Miguel. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. If you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. There you get an extra podcast a month, a t-shirt, which I did send out, made myself. I got response back from Mr. Tom, said the t-shirt was nice. And then you get the podcast ad free. That's at the $10 tier. So, we do have ads on the show, and sometimes Buzzsprout puts them on there. So if you do not want those ads, join the $10 tier and you get ad-free shows 4 times a month.
Yeah, Jimothy said he got his shirt as well.
Oh, did he? Did he comment? I'm not looking at comments. Yeah, I didn't know Jimothy's last name, so I had to put a last name on the shipping label. It doesn't let you leave it blank. So I wrote Jimothy and the first name, and then I wrote I have no idea in the last name.
Whatever it takes
to get it there. Larry, can you talk a little bit about the Telegram group, please?
Yeah, Telegram group is just a way we communicate. It's like a WhatsApp, but you can do text or you can do voice messages. So if you're driving, sometimes it's a lot easier to do a voice message than it is to try to text and drive, which is not safe. And we get on there, and it's just gig workers from all over the country, all over the world. We get on there and talk gig work. We talk about different apps, what's doing well, changes they're making in the apps. Sometimes we shoot the shit and talk about what's happening in life. But it's a good way to have people to vent to, people to talk about your gig work, and good way to make some friends.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great app. I love that app. I try to convince everyone to get on it, but
it's very good.
It's great. It's a great messaging app. It has everything I wish iMessage had, and yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So talking about the picnic, I know Larry asked Traveler if he's coming. That is September 14th. And that is in Riverside Park in Grand Rapids. You are all welcome to come. It's the 6th annual. We'll have a Thirsty Goose to give away, probably a t-shirt. Who knows what else we can drum up. Larry was going to try to get a camera, was he? No?
Camera?
No. Maybe that was sponsorship. I couldn't. You were going to reach out to somebody. I don't know.
Yeah. I've talked with Van True, but I haven't gotten the person that is answering my questions.
Okay. Got you. But yeah, September 14th, Riverside Park, 2 to 4 p.m. We'd love to have you out there for some food and some fellowship. I was sounding like it was in church. Food, or I was like,
food and fun.
Fun. It almost came out, and I was like, no, I ain't gonna say that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, just to have some fun. I'm sure we'll go out later, have a couple pops and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, everybody needs to come. It's a great time. We have a lot of fun. It's good to see people in person, meet them in person, that you talk to either through the Telegram or here on the podcast.
And we promise we won't witness to you. There will be no fellowship.
Amen, brother.
Amen. Sorry, I'm getting a spam text. God, fuck. So this one got me. So this one said, hello, can I talk to you about work? So I was like, okay, like maybe it's for the editing podcast. Like, I know my number's out there a little bit. And I was like, question mark. She goes, hello, I'm Belinda from Snag a Job. Are you interested in remote part-time work? Fuck off, Belinda.
Okay, I'm just having to say, Pete, for you, we got a little special fellowship for you, buddy.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I will send you to Jesus.
Oh my God. That's gross. Yeah, I can't even. I'm trying to recover from that.
Left you speechless.
Matt from 616 Locksmith is one of the sponsors of the show for July and August. Check him out, 616-914-3487. Call or text him if you need to get into your home, as far as like you're locked out, or if you need to get into your car, if your key breaks, if you need it reprogrammed, anything key related in your home and auto. He can help you out on that. Matt's a great guy. He used to do gig work back in the day. And he's kind of an OG from, I think he was in the Telegram group. But yeah, he doesn't do gig work anymore. He's got his own business. So I'm really proud of him for doing that. So check him out, 616 Locksmith. And of course, Levi from Tip You in the app. Check him out. Great content. Great editing on his videos. He spends a lot of time on them.
Yes.
So if you enjoy great content, check out Levi on YouTube, Tip You in the app. Alrighty. Gig economy in the news. We have a lot of
stories from the road, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Skipped right over them.
Oh, I did. I went right to the ads. I skipped over them, and then, oh man, stories from the road. Okay, here's a story from the road, guys. I didn't do shit. Nothing happened. Although I do have a slight story.
Okay. Well,
it's not really gig economy related.
That's
driving
okay.
I was doing gig work, driving down the road. And I try, when I see someone broken down on the side of the road, I try to get over. Like, it's super important for me. It's safe. It's super safe.
Right.
So this semi was getting repaired, and there was a repair truck. So there's lots of lights. You could see it a long ways away. So I get over, and I don't know if it was the truck driver. I assume it was. He's standing in the middle of the lane, videotaping cars that aren't getting over. Now, I did clip the video, so I forgot to pull it. I'm going to pull it. I'm like, I know you're frustrated that people don't go over, but can you imagine he's recording his own death and that fucker gets hit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding you. In the middle of the lane, like, big old fat guy. I'm like, what do you think? You're nimble enough to jump out of the way of a car? You're dead meat. So yeah, that happened. I just shook my head. I'm like,
yeah, there's no need to be standing in the middle of the lane. If you want to do it from the side of the road.
Yeah, you could stand in front of your big semi and peek your phone around at least so that you could still get video. I just thought it was, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Maybe it wasn't in the middle, but I mean, it was like, if you were in that lane, you're going to mow his ass over.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, what's he going to do with this video?
I mean, he's going to show it to his orphan kids.
Yeah. They'll play
like,
it
here, look what dad did. I was promoting safety.
Yeah.
So anyways, that happened. I'll pull that video and we'll play it. But I didn't really say much. I was just silent. Like I was in the show. Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand what you're trying to prove. You're trying to you want to be safe, but you're standing in the middle of the road. Yeah.
Not anyways. Good.
What about you, Larry?
Yeah. So just one story. I drove Thursday night last week. Picked up this guy. He gets in, he's like, hey, we're going to pick up this girl, and then we're going to go down to Hilligan's, which is one of the college bars. This guy was probably, I don't know, 26, 27, and made it a point, like, at least 3 times during the ride to mention how he's from Chattanooga, but while he was here in Bowling Green, and when my family bought this hotel, so wow. One of those. So anyway, we get to the apartment complex where we're picking up this other passenger, this girl, and we pull in the parking lot, and he goes, hey, he said, do me a big favor. He's like, when she gets in, ask her name, because I can't remember her name. He's like, she's told me 3 times. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I don't know if this was this was a Tinder hookup or what. I have no idea, but he didn't know the girl's name. So okay. I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. So she gets in. It's like, hey, I'm Larry, your driver. What's your name? And she tells me, and like, oh, well, cool. So now he's got her name. And I'd been telling him, he'd been asking me all about driving, and we talked about the podcast a little bit and lifting with Larry, the Instagram, all that. So we're about halfway to Hilligan's, the bar, and he's like telling the girl, trying to impress her. He's like, oh, our driver here, Larry, he's got an Instagram. He's known around here. She's like, are you lifting with Larry? And she's like, she gets all excited telling this dude. She's like, he's famous. He's a legend around here. You know that, right? And this guy has no idea what she's talking about. She's like, I was like, have you ridden with me before? She's like, no, but my friends Chase and Suzanne and Betty have ridden with you. And I was like, oh yeah, I have no idea who she's talking about. And I'm like, oh yeah, Chase and Betty. And yeah, they getting ready for school, getting ready to get back in the grind. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, they're going to be so excited when I tell them I rode with you. And then when she's getting out, I'm like, hey, make sure you tell Chase I said hi. Okay. She's like, oh, I will. They are going to love that I finally got to ride with you.
So you kind of flipped it on him. You kind of flipped him like he was acting out like he was a big shot. And then you're like, listen, bitch, I'm lifting with Larry. He's probably like, oh yeah, you lift through Larry. Yeah, that's amazing.
It was so funny. He didn't say much during the ride. It was pretty much just me and her talking.
That is so fucking good. I love that story. That's a great story.
Yeah,
you should clip that video.
I did. Yeah, I got it.
Great. Do you ever did you ever watch Seinfeld, Larry?
Oh yeah, I love Seinfeld.
Okay, you remember? Seinfeld. Okay, me too. I'm a huge fan, and my younger son is starting to get into it. Some of the episodes we have to like the bet or the they're trying not to,
the challenge or bet.
And this episode's right around that one, but. You remember when Jerry's dating that girl and he doesn't know her name? It's name of female.
Yes, and he rhymes with a female body part. Yeah, I remember that.
When you started telling that story, I was like, "Oh God, I just watched that episode." Yeah. It ended up being Dolores, and you can figure out the name. Some of he called her Malva or something like that. Like Jesus. Traveler just said Malva. Oh yeah, I wasn't even on the comments, but. Yeah, that was one of the best episodes. Oh my God, I love Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I got like a blue Seinfeld shirt, and then my son got me gave me a bobblehead of the Soup Nazi.
Okay. Oh, I think I got one.
And that came with a T-shirt.
I got a Funko Pop. Yeah.
Yeah, Funko Pop. That's what I meant.
Okay,
Funko Pop. But it came with a T-shirt as well.
Very cool.
Good for you T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know. Netflix seems to be the place where people just watch nostalgic shows, but I just watch it over and over again. And it's comfort to me because like I can do other things. I can fold laundry, but like Megan dies because I will say lines before she's like, what the hell? And I'm like, I mean, I can't say them all, but I'm like,
but there's a lot of them.
When they're good lines, I'm like, I'll say it. And and it'll even be like, the name of a city or something because just the way one of the characters said it, and I'm like, I just love this show.
Yeah, that's one. Me and my son, we will watch either. A lot of times we get together, we'll watch Seinfeld or we'll watch The Office. One of the two, and just put it on. We were watching The Office this weekend when I was in St. Louis. Watched 3 or 4 episodes, and
I just saw that Rainn Wilson has a podcast called Soul Boom. I just started. It.
Oh, he's had that for a while.
No, not that long. Just this started in March.
Well, he's had a different one then.
Oh, okay. It might be a different one.
Yeah.
But it's a series of intimate conversations, blah, blah, blah. But I've been seeing him on TikTok, and he just interviewed Bryan Cranston.
Really?
Oh, God. And I'm watching Breaking Bad, too. So, the clip I saw was pretty good. He kind of goofed on Rainn Wilson, and he didn't get it right away. That was kind of funny. So I love both those guys. So if you like,
those are both great actors.
Yeah, I can't say how great the podcast is because I just downloaded it. They got me. The TikTok clips finally got me, especially with Bryan Cranston, who's just a fucking hell of a guy. You know what I mean? Just a good guy. All about. Yeah, there looks like they're about an hour a piece. So, but the Bryan Cranston one is a part 1, part 2. So they clearly talked for a while. Anyways. Gig economy news. What the fuck? What are we doing? All right. So I have a lot. So like it's feast or famine with stuff. Like some days we have literally no videos or pictures. And today it's pretty much all videos and pictures.
Yes.
So first up, I'm sure you've seen around a driver gets pepper sprayed. So it's kind of hard to hear. I'll try to do the best I can. Oh, I think this is actually a TikTok of a guy that kind of try to blast people and try to get some sound. But so we'll play that and we'll chat about it. What am I doing? Why am I clicking on that, you dumbass?
This woman randomly attacks an innocent Bangladeshi Uber driver, and I've identified her. Just go ahead and watch the video. and we'll meet back at the end. You won't believe what she does for a living.
What?
Jen, what the Jen, what the get him out of this.
Look, I too get disappointed when I get in a cab in New York and it happens to not be the cash cab, but you can't behave this way.
Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. What?
You can see even Jen's friend is confused, and Jen seems to say that she did it because the driver was brown.
Jen, what?
Why do it?
What? Get him out. Why? Why do you do that?
Did I hear that right? I mean, there's not a lot of logic to her actions.
Jen, why the did you just do that? Why did you just do that, Jen? Okay. Why did you just do that? What the Okay. Take your stuff. Let's go. We have to go.
What the hell, Jen? We need to stop calling them Karens and start calling them Jens, because more often than not, their names are usually Jen. Hello, Jen Gilbold. She's a PR. Well, if there was ever a time those skills would come in handy, now is the time. Let's see how you spin this.
That guy's awesome. If you ever seen him on TikTok,
Yeah.
Dinesh, I think his name is. But wow, yeah, I don't know if she said because he's brown. I don't know, and I've not seen any follow up. That's the problem with like watching these videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's tough to. You hope the TikTok algorithm brings it back to you. But have you heard any follow up on this at all?
I have not seen any follow up yet, but there's also, when I was searching for items for the show, it's there's so many news articles on it and
Yeah.
stuff. But that's it. Like you said, there you hear this, but then you generally don't see any follow up stories on it to find out what happened, if anything.
Yeah, I'm a really true believer that she was probably intoxicated or on drugs or whatever. Like
Or
I
having
feel
a
like,
mental breakdown because she was going
well,
crazy.
she was calm as can be though. Like if you saw her face, she wasn't like screaming. Like and again, we see these videos and it's like I'd like to see more of it. That's
Right.
just a clip of it. But I'm not saying like the driver did anything because clearly he was shocked by it. But what I wanted to say is like, just you can't. Your true person comes out when you're intoxicated or on drugs like that. It's just like you probably are that kind of person. If she was racist because sprayed him because he was brown, I don't know if that's not been confirmed or anything. Like I said, I haven't seen the follow up, but it's just like just because you're on that doesn't give you an excuse to do that. Like I don't know, because I feel like everything lowers your inhibition. So like if you are kind of racist, you're gonna fucking act out. But that was nuts.
Yeah, that was crazy. And for the audio listeners, two girls in the back seat of this vehicle, and one of them's pushing and kind of hitting at the driver, and she ends up pepper spraying. He gets out of the car, but even the other passenger, her friend, was like, "Jen, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?" Like she doesn't understand. She's so confused. She doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, to me, it felt like it was out of the blue. I think
Yes.
that's what happened. She just decided to lean forward and do it. And that's why her friend's face is just shocked. Like, I could see if they were arguing, the friend was just chill. And then all of a sudden she's like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Yeah, it would nice. Like I said, it'd be nice to see the 5 or 10 minutes of video before that to see if there's anything that occurred. But the friend's reaction, it didn't look like anything had occurred. It's
No.
like she was just completely shocked and didn't understand why in the world her friend was doing this.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she'll get hers. I often wonder when those guys go after people and dox them like that, like, because that's straight up doxing. If you're going to post where they work and stuff like that, is it because they haven't, like, people make mistakes, right? Like,
Sure.
I'm not excusing what she did, but like, we don't know the story, and to go to dox her right away, I'm hoping they do some sort of investigation. Like, she hasn't come forward, she hasn't apologized, she hasn't posted anything. Like, and then they go after her because shit happens. I'm like, again, I'm not excusing her by any means, but I do worry if because everyone fucks up.
Yeah, I have my doubts they do that kind of research. So
you don't think so? They go right after him.
If it's going to get them views, probably. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know because those guys are like, I feel like they're legit human beings. They're not pieces of shit, and they just want the best for the people. But typically, I'll hear. What's that? I'm sorry.
I said it'd be interesting to find out. If
there's another guy, he's older, he's got a beard. What is Thisty or his name is? But he does the same thing. But when he does his videos, he talks a lot about talking with the victim.
Really?
So I wonder if they talk with him. They're like, yeah, I haven't heard from this person. I don't know what's going on. I can't find them. And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna fuck them up then.
Yeah, I mean that at least that's better than just not knowing what the situation.
I know. But anyways, all right, moving on. I recorded this video, but there's really not much to the video. I can play it. Did you? And then we'll just kind of go from there. It's 30 seconds.
Her child after an Uber drove away with her 3-year-old in the back seat. Now, Tiburon police say the driver picked the two up at San Francisco International Airport and drove them to their destination in Tiburon. The mother unloaded her luggage from the car, and before she could get her child out of the back seat, the driver took off. Fortunately, a Tiburon police officer found the vehicle just before the driver headed onto Highway 101, and the child is back home safe.
Okay, so to be upfront and honest, I have almost done that.
Really?
I had a passenger. He was a pretty regular passenger, really nice black guy. Had a small child. Usually didn't bring the child with him. I took him to work a lot of times.
Oh, so a repeat passenger.
Yes, had him many times. But one time he had his daughter. I picked him up. I don't know, Walmart or somewhere. Picked him up. And he had his daughter in the car seat, and put the child behind me, and he sat, on the rear passenger side.
Yeah.
And we were talking like we always do, because we always have good conversations, talking about this, that, and the other. We pull up. He gets out from his side of the car, and man, I start to ease off, and he's like, "Hey, Larry," and he was standing right beside me at that time because he had to come around the car to go into his apartment, and I stopped. He's like, "I gotta get my kid," and he was really nice about it. And luckily, it was an apartment. I would have had to go. I have to go and turn around and come back. Right past his apartment. I would not have made it anywhere. And I don't know how far this guy made it. They said he was getting back on the interstate, but it could just be down the road. You really don't know how far he got. But if a baby's sleeping back there, we've all talked about how we forget we have passengers sometimes.
100%.
You're on a long ride, you're kind of getting tired and everything, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I've got somebody back there," or they say something that spooks you.
Yeah, well, I'm like your honesty. That was nice that you said that it happened, because it's very relatable as far as like you said on the long trips and stuff.
Yeah.
If you looked back at what happened there, did he say goodbye when he first got out, or he probably didn't, right? He just got out. And that was probably your key. That was weird. Why didn't he say goodbye? If we ride with each other all the time, but you probably don't remember.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago. So
yeah, no,
he probably didn't know. He probably didn't.
Yeah. So when you look back at that stuff, but God, that'd be scary. But
100% my fault for sure.
I can see, especially if you got a passenger that like you talk all the time. You're just you're just picking up where you left off. Probably remembered stories you guys talked about before, and
yeah. Like I said, I'd had him. 20 times probably.
Oh man. I was like, if you had to turn around, you'd have a man standing in the middle of the road say, "Listen, bitch, you got my."
And I'm like, I joked, and I was like, "Dude, trust me, I do not need any more kids."
Yeah, I do not want your child.
No, I do not. Child looks is beautiful little kid, but I do not want your child.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No.
Moving on. This is kind of a fun little bit. I've never seen these guys before. It's a food delivery joke. You'll get the joke at the end, but it's a minute long. They have a bunch of different videos on there, but I just happened to see this one. Why do I keep going to the fucking dock to try to play these. I'm like hovering like I'm gonna play them. Like I'm so out of it. Okay, here we go.
So you'd be taking it from the restaurant to the person's house. Well, it sounds okay. I mean, how bad could it be? Yeah, I think it's gonna be easy. And they'll pay for this sort of stuff? Yeah. Okay, guys, we need to figure out the pricing for these food delivery apps. Oh yeah, I had some thoughts on that. We'll charge the restaurant 30% of the order. Oh wow. Then we'll charge the customer a delivery fee. Okay. Service fee. Yep. A small order fee. Really? A priority fee? That one can be optional. Wrong address fee? What? If they change the address of the delivery after they've ordered. Is that going to happen? I don't know. It might. A busy area fee. I'll be honest, this feels like a lot of fees. Do you want me to keep going? There's more. A $500 activation fee for the restaurant? Really? Not including GST. And are we going to start off with all these fees or introduce them slowly over time? Definitely not all at once. No, we want to add them slowly along the way. We want people to use this app and like it. I guess it means the delivery people are going to earn some good money though, hey? Huh. Yeah. They're lucky. Lucky buggers.
Oh, I love that one. That's good.
I didn't even search for that. It just popped up on my For You page, and I'm like, oh my God,
that's funny. And I don't know why. It's just funnier with the accent.
Oh God, I love it. I love the accent so much.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's true though. That's exactly what they did.
It is, and then we laugh at it, but there's so much truth in that. If you order from food delivery places, you see all that. There's a delivery fee, a service charge. They have weird fees on there all the time, and they just nickel and dime you to death. And then of course the part about the drivers are going to make a lot of money.
Lucky buggers.
Yeah, not so much.
I still don't understand how people are able to afford the delivery because it
I don't either.
Getting worse and worse as far as the fees go.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's always a bad math equation, but now with all the fees, it's just like, oh my God, like you're paying 2, 3, 4 times the amount of the food if you would just drive down and get it yourself. I mean, crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I've used food delivery maybe 3 times in my life.
I think it's great. I think it's great when you're at a hotel or you're traveling, you don't know the area well, and you just don't want to deal with the traffic. And, we all have GPS, we can find it, but I totally get it. But yeah, I've not had great experiences with food delivery as far as super fresh food.
Right.
During the day is okay when I would order from Panda, which is like a mile and a half from my house, and I usually tip pretty good. It was still pretty hot, but that kind of food stays hot in the packages that it's in, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Any kind of fries are usually
yeah. Who wants to eat cold fries?
Yeah, I guess if you're hammered or drunk, and maybe maybe we look at statistics, which people love to do, that there's less drunks on the road because there's food delivery that people can order. You know what I mean? Because if I really wanted food and I was drunk, I would do DoorDash, because I was at that point, I don't care if it's top-notch quality. I just want it.
Yeah. So Pete said he delivers, he has food delivered once a week, and the last 2 times they forgot his drink.
Jeez.
I'd be pissed if I didn't have my drink.
Especially if you got a drink, if McDonald's, their Dr. Pepper is better than any Dr. Pepper anywhere.
Yes.
And they forget your Dr. Pepper, and you got you got to eat your Mickey D's without your Dr. Pepper.
That's just not the same.
No, that's riot work, man. I'm just trying to support my local gig. I love you, Pete. Thank you for that.
What a great supporter.
Moving on. Looks like they're doing a rideshare investigation, Larry.
Yeah. So Saratoga Springs Police Department is once again reminding people that are planning to use rideshare services to remain vigilant, making sure they're using drivers who are actually associated with the apps like Lyft and Uber, and to follow the safety protocols. We harp on this all the time. It says this warning comes as the department has received reports of people posing as rideshare drivers or taking money without using rideshare apps in downtown and Saratoga race course. So yeah, they're finding people who are just out there hollering at people, hey, you need a ride? I'll take you here for this amount of money.
Oh, okay.
things like that. So they did arrest 2 people who were not associated with Lyft or Uber, nor registered under the city code to operate in the city as a taxi. So again, they just remind you, these people probably don't have the commercial insurance. So they get in a wreck, you're going to be out of luck if you get hurt. There's nobody tracking this. So if these are bad dudes that you get in the car with, there's no history, nobody to track you down. There's nothing you can do. So make sure you're actually using somebody, an actual Lyft or Uber driver when you're getting a ride.
For sure. Yeah. To me, it's not worth the risk. I mean, some people just don't care though, right?
No.
They just want a cheaper ride. And, those are the people that probably hitchhiked back in the day. And that was a super popular thing. But I like car insurance. It's important to me. Especially if I get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I did some hitchhiking, but I would not getting in that was a different time back then.
That was a different time. Back when you didn't have to worry of as much.
Yeah. But yeah, and we hear about this all the time, people getting in cars. But like I said, people do it, especially if it's a busy night. People are tired of waiting for a ride. Some guy rolls up, hey, I'll take you for $15. Yeah, we'll do it.
I think you hit on that when it's busy and you're just annoyed and which I don't even know how, like, you see some of these pictures with all these fucking Lyft cars, now that you can see all the cars, like, how are you not able to get a ride?
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to wait more than like a minute.
Yeah.
Especially in a downtown area.
Yeah. It's crazy, but
it
happens.
It does. All right. Moving on. Ford's Drive rideshare Mach-e program is perfect for Uber drivers that don't understand math. So it's interesting. This is from Jalopnik, and the prices, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the prices are just as the same as what they were for Hertz. There's a couple of different things. So they're roughly like $250 to $3 a week. The difference is their little bit cheaper plan has a mileage thing. You can only drive 500 miles a week. I'm like,
that's not going to go far.
500 miles a week?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to even make enough to make the payment on that thing.
Yeah, not in 500 miles.
I mean, shit. Sometimes doing rideshare, when I was doing it heavy, I was doing 200 miles a day.
Oh yeah, I've done 200-300 miles a day numerous times.
Yeah, so it's $259 a week, the cheapest plan, with 500 miles and 20 cents for every mile over, or you can do it for $309 a week and get the unlimited miles. Obviously, everything's included in that. So basically, figure just over $1,000 a month. So whatever, I think they were trying to think they were rewriting the wheel or shocking people, but this is really what the prices are for this. So he talks about getting a lease, how it would even be cheaper. And I'm like, well, you don't want to get a lease because you're going to put the miles on that thing. The crazy part of this entire article is he got some prices for insurance. Now he is in California. Granted, it is more expensive there. Yeah. But he was like, yeah, I got quoted $591 a month for one car in California. I'm like, for one car?
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean,
is that a common price out there for car insurance?
I don't know.
I mean, I pay like $380 a month for 3 cars with full coverage. Really? And I'm like going, shit, this sucks. But I just couldn't believe that. $591 a month for a Mach-e.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to get with your insurance agent. We pay a little more than that, I believe.
Yeah,
for 3 cars.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in Michigan. Every state is different. There's different laws and different rules and stuff like that. But
very true.
But yeah, so basically you can rent a Mach-e just like you can a Tesla, and it's going to be the same price. But Jalopnik thought they were rewriting the wheel by shocking everybody. But I just can't believe 400 every 6 months. Yeah, I just can't believe that people would go. See, that's like a bait and switch, because they're preying on people that don't have a lot of money. So you're going to get the smaller one in hopes that you don't go over, but then you do.
Yeah.
And it's 20 cents a mile.
Yeah. And that adds up quick.
And then you're fucked.
Yeah. I can imagine you're just at the edge, and then you get this 2.5 hour trip.
Right. You're gonna lose so much on just
Yeah.
the mileage.
Yeah.
You imagine you have like 20 miles left and you just pull over and you like kick the guy out. I'm like, sorry, bro, I'm out of miles. So
Yeah, I can't go.
it'd probably be cheaper to tow it back, to be honest with you, sir.
Call
So,
AAA.
yeah, call AAA. So yeah, don't get the Mach-e. Travis says 400 every 6 months for 2 cars. Well, it can't be full coverage. There's no way. Even if you live in a cheap state, that's crazy. All right, Octopus tablets. Why haven't you ordered this yet? I mean, I say order this, but it's like fucking free. So go to the description, click on the link, say you want a tablet, put in your information, all that. Within 3 days, you will have this tablet to your house. Plug it in and forget it. Put it in the back of your car. People play trivia, they play games. There's news, there's weather. It's a huge hit. And they've now partnered with Uber, so you can track your ride. I'm not sure when that is going to be released because my tablet has not been on for the entire summer. So
I just got a payout yesterday.
nice work. $25. You can earn up to 100, I would guess, for maybe 40 hours a week. I think they kind of worked it on that. And it's like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do it? It's passive income. I mean, well, it's small passive income. It's still shit you didn't have to do it basically anything for except keep it charged.
Yep.
So my son, he loves it when it's on. Like, you know how I never shut mine off.
Yeah.
And so when I was driving rideshare, it would shut off automatically at night, and then like he'd get in the car and we go run somewhere, and he's like, "Oh, cool, the tablet's on." So,
yeah.
And what's cool is about it's exclusively for rideshare drivers. You can't download the app anywhere, and I like that they keep it just for rideshare drivers. So check it out.
Yeah, they keep it updated real well. I mean, right now they're showing the count, the Olympic medals, how many USA's got, and they keep it really, really up to date, really well.
Speaking of Olympics, I really enjoy the running because I ran track and I don't run anymore, but I've really enjoyed some of the comebacks, the middle distance, the 1500 race.
Yeah.
Americans are kicking ass, and it's usually the Kenyans are just like usually smoke us, but I don't know what's happening this year, but it's been great. So a lot of medals in running.
Yep. Pete says he runs to the fridge.
I always know it's something funny because like Larry, I'm not looking at the comments. Larry snickers. I'm like, okay, well, I got to go to the comments now.
Yeah.
Whatever, Pete. You ride a bike now. Come on now. Come on. All right. Tennessee rideshare driver calls for tighter rules for out-of-state drivers. We'll play that video. It's 3 minutes. I don't know if I can get through the whole thing, but we'll try.
Drivers like from Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia can come here to drive because we don't have legislation, we don't have state laws stopping that. But as drivers, we can't drive in those states.
In Operation Crime and Justice, longtime rideshare drivers tell Fox 17 News that drivers are now coming in from out of state and taking their business. They say this is just another frustration that they're facing as they're seeing a lack of regulation downtown. Fox 17 News, Caitlin Miller joining us live from Midtown with the growing calls for action.
Well, tonight we're learning from rideshare drivers that drivers from other states can come to Nashville and work, but our Tennessee drivers cannot work in neighboring states. And because of this, it's causing Nashville to become such an oversaturated market to the point where drivers are leaving to work on their own to make more money.
Joni Bignice has been driving for Lyft since the beginning in January of 2014. She was one of Lyft's first drivers. But she says drivers from other states come in droves to Nashville for weekends and large events.
Drivers like from Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia can come here to drive because we don't have legislation, we don't have state laws stopping that.
But Bignice explains she can't go to Kentucky and drive there because of their state laws. She says because the market in Nashville has become so oversaturated, drivers like herself aren't making the money that they used to.
No, probably more like 98% of the drivers that started in the beginning are no longer driving.
And she says this may be why some bad actors go off and drive on their own, where they can set their own rates, not pay for rideshare insurance, and not pay taxes. Fox 17 News has received several complaints about unlicensed rideshare and taxi drivers.
And do you think there needs to be a little bit more enforcement on the streets just to make sure, you know, these drivers are in check?
Yes, I think our Metro Police are so taxed anyway.
Fox 17 News followed up with Metro Police.
We were just wondering if Metro Police would consider enforcement efforts.
Metro Police say they don't get a lot of police reports on this and said if they do, they would respond. But the Transportation Licensing Commission, Metro Council members, taxi companies, and rideshare drivers are all raising concerns and trying to tackle this issue before someone gets hurt.
Now, Bickney says if you are using Uber and Lyft, to definitely use the app to your advantage. The app will tell you exactly what car your driver is driving and the license plate to match up for it. And this is all for your own safety. Reporting live from Midtown, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
What?
Yeah, no, so I mean, this was close to home. Nashville's an hour from here.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started driving, the situation was the same. I could take people to the Nashville airport. As soon as I dropped them off, the app would log me out and it would not log back in until I crossed the state line. But after about 6 months, I don't know what changed. But all of a sudden I dropped somebody off one time. I noticed it didn't log me out. And ever since then, we've been able to drive in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it's complete bullshit. I think there should be laws in the states, in the city. I feel bad for those national drivers. Bubba Sue said that's how it is in Jersey.
Yeah.
New York drivers are getting locked out of the app because there's no work for them. And so they're coming over to Jersey to, take shit from them. And it's just bullshit.
Yeah. And I mean, I can understand if I lived in Tennessee and, I couldn't drive in Kentucky, but the Kentucky drivers can drive here, that would, I wouldn't be happy about that either. I don't know that, what it would take to change it. I guess it'd be something on our side. And,
well,
living in Tennessee, they can't do anything to change our laws.
Yeah. I mean, I think it should be rideshare drivers in Nashville rallying together to figure out why this is happening.
Right.
I think you have to start in your own community. I mean, it's just not fair. I would be so fucking pissed if I used to make cheddar, because as you've seen the growth of Nashville over the years, I went, God, when did we go? 2015. So 9 years ago, and it wasn't bad like it is now.
No. Totally different city.
Totally
10
different
years
city.
ago.
Yeah. So it's changed rapidly. And these drivers, they start, rideshare comes around and I mean, and I don't think they're being greedy. If you live in Nashville, great. You're my competition. But you got people driving from, Kentucky and you and doing that stuff. And I know it's a bummer that you can't get a ride back, but sorry, that's the rules.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, in my opinion. And I don't know what it's like here in Grand Rapids. I mean, you can't drive here, right?
I cannot. I mean, I've driven in Tennessee. I've driven in Indiana. I've driven in Virginia, except for around the DC area. Won't let me drive in. They have how Lyft breaks out into different districts in the state.
Yeah.
I can't drive in the district that encompasses DC, but because it's so funny because that was the first time I found out that sometimes it'll let you log in, but you're not showing up on the map. Because I was there, my wife, her sisters live there, and we were there visiting, and they were going to go do something for the day. I was like, well, I'll just go drive, So I went, turned on the app, sat there for I don't know, an hour or something.
Oh, no.
Didn't get anything, didn't get anything. I'm like, I don't understand this. And then I finally looked at the passenger app. I was like, I'm not showing up. Literally looked where the boundaries were, on the map, and literally drove 2 miles down the road to get into that other district, and boom, got a ride immediately. And so as long as I stayed there,
the technology that they're able to do that.
Yeah, the geofencing is pretty good.
That's why I always said why Uber isn't just Michigan wide. Remember we used to talk about the casino, we could never get rides at the casino. I think we can now, but you can just clearly fucking just turn shit on. Just turn it on. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and I mean, I think here Uber's available. I thought they were available everywhere now. Then you might not find a driver,
Yeah.
out in the boonies, but it's available if there was a driver there and a passenger there.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been.
They're supposed to be available anywhere now in the States.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool if you traveled like I know a traveler does. I
Mhm.
don't know if he does rideshare. I can't remember, but it would be cool to take a few rides in each state you're in just to get it, just to say that you did it and get a feel of the app. Like prices might pop up different. You might be like, holy crap. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So yeah, I think it would be kind of cool.
That's the thing about Nashville. I mean, you can go down there and you can usually stay, much busier than I can stay here.
Yeah.
But they're, especially before we went to upfront pricing, their per mile was so much lower than it is here in Bowling Green.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we're $1.17 here. They were 67 cents, I think, something like that. I mean, it was a huge difference.
Wow. That's like almost half.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, if it's 60, that's more than half.
Yeah. And so, and also, you get down there and, I know Nashville fairly well because I've lived an hour away for the last 50 years. So I've been down there a fair amount, but still I don't know all the shortcuts and stuff like I do in Bowling Green. You get down there and get caught in some concert traffic or something, you're toast, man. You're going to be sitting there for an hour. You're not making nothing. Yeah. And it's also just getting big, starting to have the big city problems. So, carjackings, things like that. So I'm good driving here in Bowling Green.
I wonder how the outskirts of Nashville are. Like, I think I would probably, I think it would be something like you drop off downtown and then you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and that's what it is because you go up there. I've done that plenty of times. Like I'm just going to stay on the outskirts. But I mean, your second, third ride, you get somebody. Where are they going? They're going down to Broadway every time. And so you got to turn your app off. And I would tell them, and most drivers would. They're like, look, I'll get you as close as I can, but I can't get where you're going because the streets are blocked off and I'd be stuck for an hour down there. So I'll get you like 2 blocks away. You're going to have to walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Most people are cool with it, and I tell them right up front, if that's not cool, I'll you can get another ride.
Yeah. Just say, hey, I'm glad you tell them that though, because I'd be like, I'm not doing it. Like I'm not going down there. It's just too much of a zoo. So.
Yeah. So Uber is definitely more strict on which states you can drive in than Lyft is. Lyft is more liberal as far as what you can drive in. Because I couldn't drive Uber in Virginia, but I can drive Lyft. I can do both. I've done both in Ohio. I drove there for a couple of days when my son first started college. I went up there and saw everything within probably 100 miles of Cincinnati.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I think it would be fun to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. All right, so this is a TikTok. Something with they have to pick up their own Wingstop. I actually kind of have a story to relate to this, so play that and then we'll talk about it.
Has anybody had issues with DoorDash recently? Because I think I've learned my lesson and I'm just going to start picking up my food from now on. Long story short, I placed an order at 6 o'clock for food to be delivered at 8 o'clock. I placed it through the Wingstop website and I got confirmation from them that they received it and that DoorDash would be the one that was delivering my food. I got a text message at 7:35 that my Dasher was waiting at the restaurant and waiting for my food. I checked it again about 8:15 because we still hadn't received our food, and I try to give the restaurant and the DoorDasher grace because you don't know what's going on at that moment. Another 15 minutes goes by. It's now 8:30 and I'm checking the app again and it still says that the Dasher is waiting for my food. So I call Wingstop at 8:38 and I talk to a gentleman who was very, very sweet. He goes, ma'am, your food has been sitting here for 30 minutes and there is not a Dasher waiting for your food. I said, cool, I'm on my way. I start driving over there. I get there, I park and I see this other car pull up. So I'm getting out of my car and as I'm walking into Wingstop, I get a text message that your Dasher has picked up your food at, I think, 8:49. I said, yeah, I can see her. So I go up to her and I said, are you so-and-so? And I had her name wrong, which was my bad. And she goes, no, that's not me. I said, well, is this food for Ashley? And she said, yes. I said, that's me. I've been waiting for it. The app said you were sitting here waiting for my food, which you clearly weren't. She goes, well, I just got it. That's funny because your name that you just told me is your name matches the name that said at 7:35 that you were sitting and waiting for my food. So then I asked her, I said, can I just have my food? And she goes, no, I have to deliver it. I said, ma'am, you want to follow me to my house to hand it to me in my driveway? I said, can I just give you my license? And she goes, well, I need to find out from support. Is that okay? I was like, she goes, can I take a picture of it? I said, yeah, that's fine. Then I get a text message right after that that says that so-and-so has handed off your food to you. Yeah, at the restaurant, in the parking lot that I had to drive to because she wasn't there even though she said she was. So long story short, I come home, I'm eating my dinner. I was just, finding out from DoorDash how we can fix this situation. Because I gave this girl 20% tip, which I always tip my DoorDashers and my delivery drivers well, because I know that they work off their tips. But I just tipped this girl 20% and she handed me my food in the parking lot of the restaurant. So DoorDash tells me that I have to get a refund from my Dasher. I said, so from the girl that I gave a picture of my driver's license to, I don't know her from Adam, but you want me to contact her and make her mad and ask for a refund? I'm really disappointed in DoorDash. Wingstop was fabulous. Their employees were fabulous. But DoorDash, can we just do a little bit better?
So it's kind of a long video. First of all, I'm surprised Wingstop was great because usually they're fucking jacked. Their employees are dicks, and all that stuff. So there's a couple of weird things around that story. So the first comment says, and he looks like this guy's is a gig worker. He says, DoorDash won't allow the driver to mark they have arrived unless they are extremely close to the restaurant. What it sounds like happened is your order was an add-on to the driver's already route. And I'm like, and then he's like, meaning the driver already had an order, perhaps even two, as they got close to finishing the delivery. The other order, DoorDash, then sent them your order, which is why they appeared to be across town. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds kind of fishy.
I think she was there the whole time. She checked in and was sitting in her car and talking to her boyfriend.
Could be, yeah.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the parking lot, you can click that you've arrived.
Yeah.
That's close enough because it's all geo-fenced or whatever. But yeah. And the second comment, I'm a Dasher. The Dash app will not let you have the option to click arrived at store. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange, but I kind of had the same thing. I ordered through Wingstop and it went through DoorDash, and I waited and waited and waited. And I don't even remember the result of it. But I know that I went and picked up my food.
Really?
Like I just I don't know what happened. I don't know if I told them I picked it up and they refunded me. I can't quite remember, but it was the same thing. It took forever. So I don't know. Maybe the girl wasn't there. Maybe there's trouble between Wingstop and DoorDash. Yeah. But I don't know. I believe her. She clearly was very articulate and nice. Yeah. Just some of it didn't quite line up.
Yeah. So Wingstop, not a sponsor probably ever now.
No, fuck them. Steve gifted 5 gig economy memberships, but it's random, Steve. Is it random like subs that don't even tune into the lives? Because that would be stupid. That's so dumb if it's random. Anyways, appreciate that, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
So yeah, I don't know. It's very weird, but there's so many comments.
Yeah, I would be highly upset with DoorDash if they're telling me I gotta. Well, who says you? How can they tell you have to get the money back from the Dasher? How are you going to get the money back from the Dasher? Weird. That doesn't make sense.
I think what she meant is they have to go through the app and request a refund. I think that's what they meant. Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, how the fuck? Like the second you're done with the delivery, you're never going to see this person again.
You can go track them down to you run into him at some restaurant like 2 weeks later. You need to give me my money back.
Hey, bitch, you owe me 20%. I need my $4.
Yeah, that part, that was not either not worded correctly or doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. So, anyways, yeah, don't order from Wingstop. Have you had their wings before?
I think so.
They're okay.
I'm not a huge wings person. Just I mean, I like wings. It's not something that I ever think of getting very often.
Oh, I love wings so much. They're so good.
As long as they're not spicy, I'm good.
I'm not a big spicy wing guy. I do like spicy food, but like for some reason I've tried some hot wings, like spicy wings.
Yeah.
It just it ruined the wing. It
Really?
just like it was so hot that I couldn't even taste the flavor. Pete, you're a bitch. If you eat boneless wings, god damn it. That's it. I'm unsubbing on your gaming channel. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm out of here.
That's the final straw, Pete.
That's it.
Oh, all right. I'm not sure what happened. We lost Jason. So Pete, no boneless wing or no bone in wings, huh? What
Sorry,
happened to-
I couldn't. I didn't realize what I did. I was like, I couldn't get back in because I removed the mic and camera. I just looked at a button to click, and it just said "Stop mic and cam," and it just kicked me out.
Yeah, I was like, all righty, guys. I guess I'm gonna wrap the show up here. We'll see.
Yeah. And Larry's like, "Shit, where'd he go?"
I'm like,
Sorry
we
about
are
that.
out of here.
No, I love I love boneless wings. I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't love boneless wings? It's delicious.
So
chicken.
much easier.
But I love the
Bone in wings too.
Oh yeah, ripping the meat off the bone, getting it clean. Oh, that sounded very gay when I said that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but geez, holy cow. Anyways, so yeah,
fast.
Yeah, Wing Story is Wingstop is not great. So
I think we have a Wingstop not too far from here.
yeah, they're popping up all over the place. So yeah, for sure. That's because I'm a caveman. Whatever, bro. I am not. Let's see. I know we're running out of time here, but let me look at this. What is this picture for? Oh no, this is super important. Larry, you want to talk about that? It's the dash cam one.
Yeah. So let's see for our audio listeners here. So it's a screenshot. It's from between Lyft and a driver saying, "Hi, greetings from Lyft's Trust and Safety Department. My name is so and so. I'll be your specialist. Continue your case. Please read and reply to this email and help us resolve your case. Following up on some feedback we received about one of your rides that allegedly you were making racist and discriminatory comments toward your passengers during the ride." And then it says, "Order to proceed. Please respond to this email directly to provide us with any additional information you feel is relevant as we review this case." And then response, the second one is again a response from Lyft says, "Hi, so and so. Thank you for letting us know you have a dash cam recording. Or to help with this investigation, could you be so kind as to provide us with any video footage you have for the rides given on certain date between 5 a.m. and 6:45 a.m. Please upload the video recording on Google Drive as required and share with me the link. Make sure the link has been set with public access in order to get the complete access here and make the proper review of them. You can tell English is not their first language.
Right.
Keep in mind you have 4 days to provide any information." And then the last one is from the driver. It says, "My dash cam is not allowing me to upload any footage, so I guess I'll just have to be punished further for a false report. I do not use racist speech toward anyone, nor do I discriminate. It's against Tennessee state law to file false reports of slander and libel toward others. It is easy to determine that I've done nothing wrong to anyone based off the 5,300 plus rides and my elite tier status, 5.0 star rating, 100% acceptance rate, and 0% cancellation rate. If that doesn't show I'm respectful, then I'm not sure what does. Thanks and have a blessed day."
I think the most important thing out of this is that they want the stuff. They want the fucking video. Where Uber says, "No, we're not going to take it." So I really applaud Lyft for being able to do that. Whether they do anything with it or not, I just think it's amazing.
And it's so random though, because you do see stories and pictures that people post in Facebook groups and stuff about, "Hey, I had this incident happen. Uber says they don't want the video," but I've seen lots of them where Uber has taken their video
really
as well.
We've never seen documentation like from Lyft support or Uber support that said we'll take it.
I'll see if I can find anything.
Yeah, I'd be interested because I've never seen it. So that's why I was kind of excited about that, being like, well, yeah, thank you, Lyft, for actually fucking taking the shit.
Yeah, Pete, that guy just said, "And tell me you're a diamond bitch without telling me you're a diamond bitch." 100% acceptance rate, 0% cancellation rate.
Jesus,
who does that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But anyway, and make sure your dash cam. you know, he has a picture.
Oh yeah,
says,
yeah. We
no
never
file.
Yeah.
So make sure your dash cam, you know, look at your videos, you know, try to do it once a week or something. Cause I know there's been times where, you know, I went to look for something and there was no recording there for one reason or another.
Well, this is where I really dislike a non-cloud alternative. And I know Steve's going to chime in with Display Rides because that's one of his sponsors.
Yeah.
So I'll just get out in front of it. But, you know, the Vanture has a great camera. But like, yeah, there's really, I mean, it's kind of clunky, you know.
Yeah.
So Larry takes his whole camera out. I just take the card out, and even getting the card out, I'm like, you got to have the longest fingernail. If you just cut your nails, you better go get a paper clip.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting that thing out, and you got to pop it out and bring it down to your computer. I do like the access, and I assume if something isn't right, it's gonna be like right away because there might be, you know, there's probably every ride where I'm like, I kind of want to take a peek at that just for shits and grins. And you know, and you know what you do, you're bored on your phone, you're like, I'm gonna go look at my videos, and then you're like, oh shit, it's not recording.
Yep.
So super important.
Yeah, I that's my goal, was to find a really good dash camera that records the cloud and, you know, it's not super expensive.
Well, yeah, the Vantrue, don't they have one, but it's like $400, and then
they do have one that does that. I have not tested that one yet.
And then the one that Chris Posthumus won at the giveaway, I got from, what was it, Blackview?
Yeah, something
Blackview?
like that. But you said it was kind of, you didn't
It was so
care for
clunky.
it.
It was the camera was insane. It was very good, but the cloud service that they had, like you had to like go to your list of Wi-Fi's, then you had to connect to the camera. Like it was very clunky. And maybe it's better now, but their cameras like are $500.
Yeah.
Like I'm not spending $500 on a dash cam.
That's a lot of money for a dash cam,
especially when the Vantrue one is tits. Even the one we still recommend, that's like $149, is a great fucking camera. So yeah, I saw his comments.
There you
go to his stream. That's what I do. You need to go to Pete's. I try to rip his ass when I'm in there because he's always busting my balls.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
I fucking love it though. It's so fun.
For sure.
You can check out Pete's Twitch channel, Gaming with Retep. He does a lot of Call of Duty. I'd play with them, but man, they've gotten really good. They use like words like I'm pushing, flank left. I'm like, Jesus, I'm just firing my LMG like it's got 100 rounds in it. I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. Like I can't be like doing he's flanking left. I don't even know what that means. But anyways, oh, look at that, Larry.
Hey, I'll do it, Steve. Yeah, I'll do it.
Because it's Steve, what is that? What is the cost on that? It's like $10 a month or something like that. But you get the camera too, right? You get the camera and then the cloud service for like, I don't know what it is. I don't want to quote that it's 10. It might be more than that. So, but anyways, there you go. I won't do it because I don't do rideshare, and I'm back to school soon. Although I may do some rideshare once I'm back to school.
Yeah. Hopefully your rideshare is going to pick up here back to school.
Well, the problem is with me doing Amazon, as Miguel knows, is you got to look at your phone to try to get a route. You know what I mean? Like at least with rideshare, I can just turn it on. You know what I mean? Like I can just go and I can get work right away. I don't have to worry about it. And it's hard when you're working a W-2 to try to look at your work phone. You know what I mean? To try to get a route. So
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, again, picnic September 14th, 2 to 4 p.m. Riverside Park. And appreciate you guys, Traveler, Miguel, Steve, Bubba Sue. Oh yeah, I missed some of the comments. He said, "Good, he's ugly." You motherfucker.
Yeah, when you dropped off,
I didn't even see that because I was trying to figure out how to get on. Oh my god.
Yeah, that caught me by surprise. You dropped off. I was like, "Oh wait, did I freeze? What?
No,
you're like I froze or something."
Like it's 9:00. Jason's going to bed. I guess I'm wrapping this shit up.
That's right.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road. Thanks
Good
a lot,
night.
guys.
Bye.
Night.